Now we're going to rebuild the front gyro brakes. This is a brake unit off of my original gyro, and this is one off of my blue wheel over here, and I'm going to build this gold one like the blue one here. Now before we start, let's explain how brakes work. They have what's called a clamshell design, or let's see here. Both brakes are held in with a horseshoe spring right here. Okay, and this spring, all it does is go in these holes right here, just like these hooks up here on the wall, and then you use a screwdriver to pry this over onto the fulcrum here. Now, the brake pivots on this little arm right here, which is connected to this arm on the outside. Now what it does is, as you pull on the brakes, this centerpiece, as you can see right here, spreads the clamshell brakes, the shoes. Now as it spreads the shoes, see, okay, so you can spin it around here. That's just your normal thing. But when the brakes are pulled like this, then you see the clamshell brakes grip the sides of the brake drum in here, and you slow down. Now the way brakes all wear is they're made of asbestos, which means that they're fireproof. You can see there's little asbestos pieces in there. What happens is, as the brakes wear, and they wear against the brake drum, they begin to disintegrate, or they shed. They break down and they make an asbestos brake dust. Now there's been a lot of talk about breathing this stuff in. It can cause asbestosis, and I've kind of studied a little bit about that because in my younger years I worked in a brake shop. Well, asbestosis mainly occurred with people that were around it for years and years, but it's probably not a good thing to breathe in. Now here are all the parts for this new or rebuilt deal, and I want to show you how easy it is. Now you have to remember that this is off a 1985 Honda GYRO. This one is off a 1993 SR50. They're the exact same thing. The only difference that was made was, I believe, in the year 2000 or 1999, the wheel brake drum was a little bit larger, so the shoes were a little bit larger. So if you ever go to order like at Bike Bandit, you want to make sure that you get the right ones. Now the first thing we have to do is clean this up. Now remember that grease or oil is anathema to any brakes. What happens is you get grease or oil on the shoes, and they will once they just barely touch the inside of the brake drum, they will grab the brake drum and seize your wheel up. Now this was a big problem with earlier cars that had piston calipers and I can't think of the name of it. Anyway, what this brake clean does is it removes brake fluid, grease, and oil, degreases instantly. What this is called is a surfactant. What that means is you'll spray it on the pads and let it drip off, and it takes any grease or oil or anything off of it. Then what I like to do after I do that is I wipe them off, and I run a little bit of sandpaper over them, just to break the shine off. A little bit of shine right there. I mean, we're going to do this right. Then you want to put a little bit of grease down in the speedometer cable gear, which goes right there. Very, very simple deal. The next thing we have to do is put in this seal right here. Now it's good if you get an old bike. These are the seals. This is to your wheel, and this is to the interior of the drum. What it does is it keeps the grease inside the speedometer deal and does not let it spin out into the brake chamber. So what we do is we put this on like this, and we take a little mallet or hammer and you just tap it in there, and then we put a little bit of oil around the edge. You want to have your hands clean, and we're going to go through step by step so you know how to do it. It's easy as hell. I've done it a million times. I don't need a book or anything. Okay, video 2.